Hi guys. My name is Nick Solari for my ICM526 final. Um, I decided to continue some research I've been doing all semester with Bud Light, a sub company of Budweiser, and I decided to do my social media community management strategy on Bud Light. I decided to use this company just as a little bit of background because I did some audits on it earlier in the semester. I really enjoyed researching their social media and kind of what they've tried to do as a business and with their branding department over the past couple of months. So that's why I decided to use Bud Light. So for goals, basically, the goals for Bud Light, if I were taking over their branding and their social media, would be to devise new ways to attract and engage people of you know all different types of ages and demographics, and to do that through the social media brands that Bud Light has. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, they all have a pretty good following already um, because of Bud Light being such a big company. But so we have to try and utilize those platforms to reach and engage with our audience more. You have to have an organized manner in which the content is being published. You need to schedule things. Right now, I see a lot of just randomness being tweeted and put on Facebook by Bud Light. So there needs to be a little bit more structure, and a way for people to recognize what they're putting up for content. And then Bud Light needs to use social media to increase social media traffic because traffic leads to revenue. And we need to find ways to get people to their website and to all their different brands and ultimately to purchase the product. So, part one of the listening plan is kind of, I think, knowing our audience. With Bud Light, it's important to recognize that it attracts a certain crowd, a young, more lively crowd that likes to party. A lot of college students. The Up for Whatever campaign has done a great job, kind of showing people that Bud Light cares about the younger generation. There's a lot of football and sports watchers because of what Bud Light has done with their cans and the teams and their branding, and they're clearly going after a younger crowd. It's also full of people who go to bars of all different ages. Bud Light is a really common light beer. It's a cheaper option, and it's common for people who maybe like to have a go-to beer wherever they go. It's full of people who are trying to save money. Obviously, it's not the cheapest beer, but it is cheaper. But that is a downfall, is that people tend to stop drinking Bud Light as they get older because it appeals to younger crowds. So it's it while the younger generation consumes Bud Light, it seems like 30, 40-year-old people as they grow up and move into a different phase of their life, develop different tastes for different kind of beer. So it's important when we devise a plan that we know from the beginning how we'll measure our success. Our success needs to be in the form of measurables. And the way we'll do that is through analytics. Things like page views, engagement clicks, demographics, Facebook insights, time on page for our website, click rates, all different types of analytics. That's how we'll measure how we're doing with our campaign. So we'll sit down with our branding team and decide what we want to communicate and how we want to communicate it. And then the way we'll measure our success is through these hard numbers. Our engagement and influencer plan is simple. We need more videos. We need more graphics. We need better brand recognition through these videos and graphics because our competitors are beating us. Coors Light, Miller Lite, these other types of light beers that are very similar to our product. They're beating us in that category. One tool we can use is a Tweepy, the Insight tool, to follow more people and create traffic. We need to be more engaging with our customers on Twitter. We need to create a conversation, and we need to find a way to be in that conversation. We need to know where that conversation is taking place, and if the younger generation is our go-to customer base, then they're on Twitter, they're on Facebook, they're on social media, and so we need to be for them. We need to be there for them when they're trying to communicate with us. So how we can do this? The idea that I had was specifically to devise a team of social media people, and we'll need 3 departments for our digital branding team. We'll need a video department, an editorial department, and a content department. They will all work under that digital media umbrella for Bud Light, and they'll focus on content management among social media platforms. So these departments don't need to be big, right? For a video department, you might only need 1 or 2 people, but you do need people creating video content that you can put up consistently throughout the week, 4 or 5 times a week. Teasers to any specials or any promos Bud Light is running, teasing events that it's hosting, any cool even like artistic videos or graphics that you can do when you're posing, with a Bud Light beer or something like that. Anything you can put on social media, you need. You need an editorial team to devise these graphics, to look over the content. This editorial team needs to be well versed in the branding of Bud Light and what they're trying to accomplish, and that can really, again, only be 1 or 2 people. And then you need a content team, and these will be the people creating the content. They'll be interacting with people on social media, which I'll get to right here, in the response process. That content department is around the clock. They're monitoring social media channels. They're well versed in the branding goals and how to effectively communicate them, and they're timely in their responses. So when people come to us and ask us questions via Facebook, via Twitter, via anything, we have answers for them. We can direct them to a link on the web. We can tell them, give them a number to call. We can give them an email or tell them to DM us, and we can help them out for all different types of problems they may have, or just simple questions. And then here's some examples of some of these questions I have for a response script. So one would be, where can I find more information on the Up for Whatever tour dates? Great question. You can visit our Up for Whatever website with the URL to find more information. Is Bud Light planning to release any tours or events this summer? We sure are. As details are definite, we'll be releasing them via all of our social media platforms. So again, encourage people to stick with our social media platforms. Give them a reason to stay with us and to be constantly checking us. Another example, moving a little bit further down low, someone purchases expired beer. That could be a really common one, right? What should they do? We're extremely sorry about that. Feel free to call us with our customer service line, and we'll help get a complimentary new case of beer to you. So again, you're using kind of a friendly tone. You're saying you're sorry. You're offering to correct the error that maybe even it's not your fault, the liquor store's error. But again, you have a response for them. We'll be making new kinds of beer soon. Everyone wonders that. We sure are. We're extremely proud of all the great kinds of beer we already have, so enjoy responsibly. We can't share any secrets. That childish tone, that, kidding around with people, that can develop a good audience. It can appeal to a younger generation. It can tell them, hey, we're here for you. We care about your voice. Another example, if I'm wondering about Bud Light's next Up for Whatever concert that I really wanted to see, do you have any ideas how I can purchase, a concert that I might miss? Oh yeah, we're working on that. We've considered making serious strides in our concerts and putting them into virtual reality worlds so that you can go back and experience it like you were there. I've seen examples of actually Bud Light doing this before. They had a hip hop concert and they put it into virtual reality, and they've been selling it to people, and you can actually experience what it was like to be at that Up for Whatever Bud Light event from the first row of the concert. It's actually really, really cool. And it's definitely going to be a future game changer in social media. So adopting those new things as they come along, definitely, and then teasing to them with graphics and video through that digital editorial team that you have. So our Facebook. When I was approaching the Facebook part of this project, I thought first that it's important that you need to know what your Facebook audience is and how you operate Facebook first. So what we do know about Bud Light's Facebook through some research is that it's updated daily, but it's not updated enough. If it's updated 5, 6, 7 times a week, that constitutes being updated daily, but that's not nearly enough for a brand as big as Bud Light. I think that Bud Light needs better promotion of its events, and they can do that by teasing multiple times a day. They need video and GIF content, which we talked about, and they need better customer service and interaction. They actually have some sort of interaction on Facebook now with people who comment, but on Twitter they have none. So Bud Light needs to find a channel, and Facebook can be that channel if they want, even though that's not the most common thing. But they need to find a channel where they reach their audience, where their audience can ask them questions and where they can provide answers. Ideally, it would be all of the different platforms, but if they want to make it Facebook, they can. They have to really adopt, around-the-clock surveillance then if they want to do so. So the new Facebook policy, when you're posting an article to Facebook, this is what we're going to tell our employees to do. There's a small box that appears in the lower left side automatically. Before you post, scroll over the photo in the box and select Upload Photo and find the JPEG of that same photo that's in that article and select it, or that graphic, or whatever it is. It makes the photo larger on people's timelines, and so when they're scrolling through, they'll see whatever our graphic or video content is. Okay, so that's going to be really, really important to engaging people who are just aimlessly scrolling through their Facebook timelines. We want to try and attract an older generation to broaden our consumer base. And our customers are a lot younger now, but the way we reach that older audience is through Facebook. There are a lot of parents, a lot of groups of, it may sound silly, but, moms and dads on Facebook, and even older people now, grandparents that are always scrolling through. And we want to reach them, and we want to show them that Bud Light is there for them. So, analysis. This is going back to the beginning of the presentation, talking about measurables, right? How do we determine that the resources that we're allocating to this social media project are actually worth it? How do we justify it to the CEOs, to the higher ups in the company? Well, we need to use analytics and compare where we were month by month. We'll use Google Analytics, we'll use Chartbeat. Hopefully, we'll witness that growth and progress, and we can show people concrete evidence that we're attracting more page views for Bud Light, which ultimately equals more money for the company. We'll do these reports monthly, right? So we would file these reports every month before a meeting, and then we would sit down, and this is kind of the next slide, we would share the insight in our branding meetings, right? Ideally with all the employees, including the higher ups in the organization, the CEOs, the presidents, the VPs. We would present all this info in an easily understood manner with some graphics and things like that, ask for any feedback and suggestions to give all the employees a voice so that they feel like they're tied in and invested to this project. They feel a personal connection to this thing. And then we would move on and set goals for the next month and just try and beat our numbers every single month. And hopefully we would witness steady growth ultimately that would lead to better days on social media and for the bottom line of the company of Bud Light.